All right. Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. We have Jamie here talking about the CBI site. So let's look at some of the posts that Jamie made about the CBI site. It says anyone else see this on the CBI website? The USA was the top one, and now it shows removed. Okay, so anybody comment here? Joy says, now we can't connect to site. CBI refuses. They probably took the entire website down since it was hacked. Down here too in Jordan, says Jane. Okay, so let's see here what they're talking about. I did blow this up, and you can see here, euro is at the top, and that there's no U.S. dollars. This has been removed. Okay, so interesting, interesting. And that was earlier today, I believe. Yes, 7 a.m. Now, I don't know what time Jamie is at 7 a.m. It could be 7 a.m. Indian time. It could be 7 a.m. Pacific time. It could be 7 a.m. Australian time. We don't know. London time. So it could be EST. I don't know what 7 a.m. was. But anyway, that's pretty interesting that the CBI site removed the dollar, or somebody removed the dollar off the CBI site. So somebody probably thought that today might have been the day of a change in value, and they wanted to make sure that the value did not change today, if that was the day, if today was supposed to be the change in value day. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know if that was the case or not, probably not, but interesting that that happened on on a day that a lot of people thought we could see something happen. Okay, let's go down here, and I'm gonna keep it blown up so you guys can actually see this stuff. Okay, so he says, Jamie says that the CBI hacked question mark. Courtney says I saw that also. Okay, so let's come up here and see what this is. This is hacked by Juba Baghdad. I don't know what this is, and it's in Arabic. So somebody says that they hacked the CBI, and they even put their name on it. Juba Baghdad. Okay, so they want to be known. It could be an ISIS member. It could be but it says greets to all Iraqi people. So he must be a person that likes Iraq. Okay, but I don't know why you would hack the CBI. That is Iraq, right? So the nice little message here to Iraqis, and he says greets to all Iraqi people. So I don't know. That's kind of weird, isn't it? You hack a CBI site that belongs to the Iraqi people that they don't want you to hack, and you're saying can hide to all of them. So that's kind of weird. John says here that Juba, the sniper that picked off American troops, that makes me sick. So I don't know if that's true or not. I have no clue. Let me see what people are saying underneath here, and we'll go to the CBI site to make sure everything is up and running. Working out the bugs, more delays, pre-planned, blah blah blah, smoke screens. Correct on both accounts. Okay, let me see here. CBI site is now working. Unfortunately, at 11:82. Yes, exactly. Relax, it's coming. CBI site's down here in Jordan. The host site with the 1.2 is working fine. CBI site is online again. That was fast. What are their hackers using? Microwaves over there? Tell them to heat me up a hot pocket. Okay, says could be another good excuse to bring the new site online, as well as eliminate the NCPs. Time will tell. How much longer must this circus continue, says John. Yep, totally agree. Very good excuse, says Les. Yep, agree, says John. Okay, interesting. So the CBI site was hacked by Juba Baghdad, and people are, well, not people, but John is saying here that it could be the same guy that was killing or sniping U.S. troops when the U.S. was there, walking around the town, I guess, helping the citizens out to get food and water and things like that. And then we had the sniper um, shooting them at them. Okay, so that's interesting. Anything else? Okay, let's go to this. Let's go to the CBI site real quick. Okay, so there we are, and I have it in CBI Central Bank raises national bonds. Now remember, yesterday the CBI announced that their foreign reserves are growing tremendously. So that tells us that that money is pouring into the country, or either money is pouring into the country secretly, or they are off the program rate secretly, and they're able to do things with a new value, and so they're collecting the 30 notes, putting it into the reserves. That could be happening. Also, they're selling the gold and silver, putting that money into putting the money they collect, the U.S. dollars they collect, and the dinars they collect into the reserves. They could have another surplus coming for the second quarter. Because they have one for the first quarter. Second quarter results should be out soon. Probably see another surplus for Iraq. And yeah, so interesting. So here's the CBI site up and running. The US dollar is there. Okay, so let's look at auctions. Remittance. This is going back to 2015. Here's one for 2017. Announcement number D201. Okay. So yeah. Auction remittance, Ministry of Finance. Okay, 2018 due date settlement. Okay, and then stats. Everything looks like it's working fine over in this side of things. Currency converter. We already went the Islamic instructions or instruments, whatever you want to call it. I don't even have anything on there for that. Okay, so journal on. Okay, everything looks like it's working. Let me click on one of these news. Okay, it's working fine. It's got the numbers on there. Closing price for major currency and bullion gold bulletin on Thursday, 7/13. There you go. Okay, so it looks like it's working fine, guys and girls. So I don't know, it probably was hacked earlier in the morning. Maybe that guy, the Juba guy, thought that they were going to change the rate, and he didn't want them to change the rate because he doesn't want the Americans to make money. If he's killing American troops, snipers, then of course he doesn't want Americans to benefit off of the change of value. So if there was going to be a change in value today, then he wanted to make sure he hacked the site so we wouldn't see that, so that they would delay it, or we wouldn't be able to see it on the American side, or whatever the case may be. So I don't know. I'm just speculating on that. I have no clue why he would have hacked the site on this day. Let's see here. Byron says, what if Iraq plans are to go to delete all physical paper currencies that are outside of the country and make them null and void by going directly to a digital monetary system? Well, first of all, they're already in a digital monetary system, right? Most of their pays are now going straight to electronic banking. They're international standards. They're using their credit cards now. They're going to be using the ATMs. The citizens have to come into the banks to open up accounts so they can get their paychecks now, most of it. So they already are in a digital monetary system. Okay, and they have plans to delete all to remove the 30 notes that we hold and everybody else hold around outside of Iraq. Everybody's gonna be bringing those back to our central banks wherever you live. You'll be bringing those back to the central banks, and those central banks will probably just hold the 30 notes there in the central bank. So Iraq doesn't care about anything outside of the country. Why would they? Just like America, do we care? If you're living in America, do we care outside of the country? You know what I mean? Like, especially under Donald Trump, who just really wants to just focus on America, make America great again, right? So do we really care what the people do with the U.S. dollar outside of the country? Yeah, we do to a certain extent. We don't care what people do. We care what governments do. So that's a big difference, right? So we care what governments do with the dollar. We want governments using the dollar and want payments in the dollar through petrodollar, right? But for Iraq, they don't care what me and you do with the dinar outside of the country. You know what I mean? So they wouldn't even care about null and void. They only care about their country. Okay. So they want to make the IQD 1-to-1 in country, and that's where it would stay because that a dinar is a dinar is a dinar in country, right? But they want to give purchasing powers to make it 1-to-1 to the U.S. dollar. So inside they will have purchasing power. That's all. That's what they would have would be purchasing power inside the country. Okay. And our notes, our 3-0 notes will be null and void in the future after a specific time is up. I think they said 10. I think they're going to allow the notes to run 10 years. You have at least 8 to 10 years to bring in the notes and exchange them. But it could be a lot shorter than that. They could switch it up on us and make it a lot shorter. They could say everybody outside the country has 6 months to exchange before it's null and void. So yeah, you're right. It could happen. They could give us 6 months to do it. They could give us 3 months to do it, right? And null and void the notes, okay, outside of Iraq. But inside of Iraq, they'll have the notes for running side by side with the lower notes for at least the next 3 to 8 years. But for us outside, yeah, they could say 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 months to get that money in and exchange it before it's null and void. So yeah, they could do that. Says here, if India can do this with just 2 of their paper denominations, the 500 and the 1,000 rupee, without giving prior notice or warning. Well, we knew about it. We here knew about it. We knew about it before they even did it. We knew about it. Without giving prior warning of any kind, then how can we know if Iraq doesn't plan to the same with all paper denominations in and outside of Iraq? Well, I don't know about inside Iraq. Inside Iraq, they're going to take care of the people, at least with the notes for a while. Too many people hold the notes, so they can't just they can't do that inside. But outside, yeah, the outside they can tell us, hey, you got 6 weeks to bring those notes in exchange. They could do that if they want to. It's their money, I know what they said in the past as far as the current and future denominations go in existence for a number of years, but it could be just more lies. Yeah, it could be. It could be more lies, Brian, and Byron, or is it Byron or Brian? I guess it's Brian. Anyways, yeah, it could be more lies. They could make it very short. They could give us a 7-day window. They could give us a 6-month window. They could give us a 7-week window. We don't know. It's probably going to be a short time, and they're going to tell us, look, we're no longer doing years. It's a short time. We want all the notes in now and get them in now. They could be. Somebody said this is what you're worried about to this person, and it's just possibility. Okay. And I said what I said, that if they tried to screw everybody over, that means everybody. See, this is one of the reasons why they're working with the IMF and the World Bank and the United Nations, because they probably don't know what to do. So I did comment and say the World Bank, the United Nations, the IMF, and all countries invested would lose trillions of dollars. So including Iraq, right? So because no one would come into Iraq if they did this. You see? So it says then Iraq will be destroyed, FYI. So that's why they're working with the IMF, World Bank, and United Nations to plan everything that they're going to do, because Iraq doesn't know what to do, and they don't want to screw them over and then not have people come in and invest trillions of dollars inside the country and their country be destroyed by that way, right? So they don't want to do that to themselves, because that means they're hurting themselves. So what you're saying here is going to actually hurt Iraq in the short term, right? Because if they did something like that, all the investors would not come into the country. And also the IMF, World Bank, and United Nations would lose trillions of dollars if they did that. and then they would put sanctions. They would put probably the most severe sanctions on Iraq, and Iraq would be back in the Stone Age, and everybody would probably starve to death. I mean, that's how bad it would be, right? So we have to think about that when, the money that has been invested with China, Japan, and Australia, and France, and Germany, and UK, and America, and the elites into this country, including Clinton's and all that, and Trump's family. You don't want to do nothing like that, right? You're asking for the strongest sanctions in history, and your country being basically our starvation country, just restricted of being able to do anything and being able to eat. So yeah, so we're not gonna see that. But they probably will give us a short time to say, hey, look, return the notes to the Federal Reserves now, right? We'll give you 6 weeks to do it. That could be possible, Brian. So sorry if I butchered your name there. I thought it said Byron, but it looks like it's Brian. Okay, so cool. Anyways, good talk. The CBI site is back up and running and looking fine, looking good, and nothing to worry about there. I will do a video on the main channel, and we'll talk about some of the articles for the day. And like the video, subscribe, and share, and I'll be on the main channel in a couple of hours to do the videos. And I'm not sure what other video will be on here. Maybe I'll do an EOBot video, just giving you guys an update on EOBot. I might do that later today to add another video to our stack, or I might do a teaching. Don't know, but I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Peace out, everybody. God bless. Eyes open.